All right, we are recording. So first, I want to thank you guys so much for taking time on a Saturday morning to hop on this call and listen to this training. I know that this is your weekend. You're probably looking forward to relaxing or doing whatever it is you're doing, but I promise to run through this relatively quickly. So I am moving a little bit quickly through these lessons, and just make sure you're taking notes. If you miss anything, ask a question at the end. We will do a Q&A, and this will also be recorded so you can sorry, it's like showing my name here. Sorry, there we go. So you can access this again. But I want to kind of just go over the main things that as a new coach you should be focusing on, because there is such a wealth of information in terms of Beachbody coaching and how this works and how one coach runs their business and another one runs their business. It can be really overwhelming when you're trying to filter through all of that on your own. So I'm going to go through the things that I have found most important in terms of building my business to get to where I am. Obviously, as you move forward, things will tweak for you and you'll find your own rhythm and your own style. But these are what I found to be the best ways to start. So the first thing you need to do as a coach is show up and be consistent. Your success is a direct result of the results that you're getting and the lifestyle that you're living. So you need to create a before and after of your own. Doesn't need to be anything drastic. You don't need a huge weight loss story. It doesn't even need to be a weight loss story. It can just be something mental that shifted, but before and after, before Beachbody, after Beachbody. So if you're not working through a program right now, talk to your upline, pick a program to work through, and start working through it. That being said, you need to be sharing that journey. A lot of people make the mistake of saying, I'll start coaching once I finish a program. But what we do is actually about inviting people to do it with us and taking them on the journey with us, linking arms and being essentially gym buddies, right? Working through things together. So don't wait until you have the results to start sharing. Start sharing that process right now. If today is your day 1, start sharing today. If today is your day 10 and you haven't shared yet, start sharing today anyway. You want to be showing up every day and being consistent, sharing what you're doing in terms of your health and fitness with Beachbody, so that people can start to understand the possibility of what it can do for them as well. So consistency is always going to be number 1. On the hard days, on the good days, on the bad days, everything you need to share. So you don't need to share like something crazy that you're going through in your life that's really private. I don't mean that, but I mean like if you're a busy working mom, share the busy, share how you're handling this with your busy life, share how it's fitting in the cracks. If you're a student, share that, because that's going to connect to so many people who are going through what you're going through. When I started coaching, I was working 5 jobs. 2 of them were full-time. I was super, super busy. Share the busy. That's what people relate to. They're never going to be able to relate to somebody who's like, I just woke up and now I'm going to lounge around town and work out. People aren't able to live that way, especially on like a Tuesday. So share the busy in your life. You're planning a wedding, you're pregnant, you're preparing for motherhood, you have multiple kids, you've got a new job, you're going to school. Share all of that stuff. That's what's going to connect people to you. Next, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. I want you to focus on 2 platforms maximum in terms of your business. So a lot of people get this idea of, oh, I need a blog and I want a Pinterest and I want YouTube and I want Instagram and I want Facebook and you want all this stuff, and it becomes way too much to handle, and then you don't put your energy into at least one of those platforms wholeheartedly to really build it and take advantage of it. When you limit those platforms to 1 to 2, 2 would be best, but 1 is awesome to start. You are able to put your full focus on mastering that platform before you decide if and when you want to add another one. So I recommend Instagram. It's kind of a huge player with this business right now. You have Instagram stories, Instagram live, you have the feed. Now, if you have the update on Instagram, you can even send voice notes in messages so you don't have to type it out. There's a desktop version for messaging on Instagram. It's kind of all encompassing. So it's my personal favorite platform, and it's definitely what I use. And then what I'd recommend is opening your Instagram as a business account. It's free. It doesn't cost anything, but you get some extra perks that way. So 1, you can connect it to a Facebook like page. So there's your platform number 2. You can connect your business Instagram to your Facebook like page, which is also free to create. And then you're at least on 2 platforms. Even if at the beginning you don't create brand new content for your Facebook, you can automatically share what you're sharing on Instagram to that Facebook like page, and then at least you're getting eyes on 2 different platforms. So you wanna make it a bit, oh, sorry, I was talking about the perks of a business profile. On Instagram with the business profile, same thing with the like page on Facebook, you get analytics that you don't get when you're using a personal page. So you get to track how many people followed you this week, how many people unfollowed you this week, how many people viewed that post, how many times did people click on that, who viewed your Instagram stories, what times of day are your followers most active on Instagram, right? That's going to help you figure out when the best time for you to post is. What days of the week are people most active on Instagram? That's going to help you figure out when you should post your call to actions. So we'll get into like how to post on social and what a call to action is and what that looks like in the new coach training. But for now, I want you to really focus on having a main platform to start working your business on. So once you have decided, so say I'm going to use Instagram again as a sample, make a post asking for support on the personal versions of that, if you're comfortable with that. I know a lot of us didn't have a super supportive kind of warm market, so friends or family or people who were not necessarily into you doing this. So you might not be able to do this, but if you can, I really recommend creating a post on your personal Facebook or your personal Instagram asking people to support you on your new business Instagram or your new business Facebook like page, because that's kind of just the easiest place to start, even if they never purchase anything. You don't have to ask them to buy anything. They don't have to try Shakeology. Ask them to support you, and follow your page, or ask them, even better, to create a post asking their friends to follow your page. So you're not asking for business at this point, you're asking for support. Next, on those business Instagram accounts or business Facebook accounts, make a bio, but don't put anything about Beachbody in your bio. You want to keep it like a professional title that doesn't say Beachbody Coach. Why? Because if someone sees Beachbody Coach, they can Google it, and then if it's something for them, they're just going to sign up on their own, not with you. And if it's not for them, they're going to skip following you and miss out on all the value that you're going to offer without even having a conversation with you. So you can create whatever title you want. It can be fitness coach, a lifestyle coach, wellness coach, whatever it is that you relate to and you feel connected to, make that the title on your bio. Choose something that you like, keep Beachbody out of it, and be confident with it. Whenever you choose your title, make sure you use that title in all the posts that you're putting out, in your stories, when you're talking about what you do. Use that title so it's really congruent with your bio, and you start to really embody that. So make sure it's something that you like, that you're going to feel good telling people you do. Again, in terms of posting on Instagram, hashtags is a huge topic. We could do a full training on this. I'm going to briefly cover over it and fly through it. But the main thing I want you to know is don't use Beachbody hashtags. Don't do hashtag Shakeology. Don't say hashtag Beachbody Coach, hashtag Transform20. Don't use those hashtags, because the only people using those hashtags are people who are already coaches or people who are already customers working with coaches. So you might get a ton of likes and a ton of new followers, but they're not going to be doing anything for your business because you can't work with those people. You can't help someone who's already being helped by somebody else. Beachbody coaches are like realtors. You can only have one. So those hashtags really don't help you to build your business, and a like isn't worth anything if it's somebody that you're never going to be able to work with or help. So skip the Beachbody hashtags. When you're coming up with things to post about, this is also really tricky. I get a ton of questions about creating content. Choose 4 things outside of health and fitness that make you you. So are you a mom? Are you a dog mom? Do you have a full-time job? Are you travel obsessed? Are you in school? Do you love DIY projects? Are you obsessed with shopping at Target? Are you an organization freak? Like, whatever suits you. Like, are you a bookworm? Do you love to swim? Do you love going to the beach? Are you a shopaholic? Are you obsessed with Nikes? Literally any of these things outside of health and fitness, outside of working out, Beachbody, Shakeology, Performance Line, that make you you, and start posting about that part of your life as well. And then also you can find hashtags that relate to those parts of your life. So when you're on Instagram, I don't know if this will show up. Let's see. I'm going to pull up my last post. When you're on Instagram, and you go to type a hashtag, I'm going to use, like, I'm obsessed with Target. So I'm going to use Target as an example. I start typing in Target for a hashtag, and all of these, you can kind of see it. You can do this on your phone, but all of these sample hashtags come up. So there's Target clearance, Target dollar spot, just Target, Target lifestyle, Target deals, Target does it again. That one is hilarious. Target finds, Target bullseye, Target couponing, Target deal finder, Target teacher, Target fashion, Target teachers, Target my way. There are so many hashtags that people are already using that you can pull from. You don't have to develop these kind of on the spot. Instagram does that for you. And it also tells you how many users are using that particular hashtag. So in the beginning, depending on the size of your following, if you just created a new page, you don't have a big following, I would look for hashtags that have between 20,000 and 60,000 uses. Because if you go too much higher than that, you're going to get washed underneath the people who have larger followings that are also using those hashtags. So the smaller, more specific your audience, the better as you grow. Once your following grows, that number that you look for can grow as well. So like, just hashtag Target has over 4 million uses. Don't use that one. You're just going to get buried under a ton of other uses. And then among that page, so when you search a hashtag, it'll bring up a whole page of different users using that hashtag. The people with the highest following and the highest engagement on their page are bumped to the top. So somebody who is just starting to use their Instagram for business doesn't really benefit from using a hashtag with millions of uses because they're not going to be seen and it's not going to serve its purpose. So look for a hashtag that has between 20,000 and 60,000 to start, and then you can go up from there. The next thing, you can use up to 30 hashtags in a post. So I've played around with this a ton of different ways. I try to follow what all the new algorithms say, and I'm just going to save you some time and energy and frustration. It is super hard to be completely on top of everything, and a lot of the things that you see out there aren't true. So I recently started kind of having consultations with a marketing company who said that, you know, it doesn't matter if you're using, you know, some people say to use 15, some people say to use 10, some people say to not use any because it looks salesy. The last marketing professional that I spoke to recommended, hey, it doesn't hurt to use the maximum amount of hashtags when you're trying to maximize the exposure that you get on Instagram. So right now I'm using the maximum 30 hashtags, and I put them in a comment underneath my caption because I want people to be able to click read more on my caption and read through that whole thing without having a cloud of hashtags come up at them while they're reading that. So I use my hashtags in a separate comment, and I do a cloud of 30. What I would recommend is create 3 clouds, groupings of 30 hashtags, and save them in your notes on your phone so that every time you post, you can just copy and paste those hashtags and put them on the photo. And remember, these are hashtags that are related to the 4 things outside of health and fitness that describe you. I would stay away from things like nutrition or nutrition coach or, like I said, Beachbody or fitness tips, because again, the people who are using those are not primarily, you would think it would be people looking for tips, but at this point, at this stage of Instagram, it's primarily people who are selling things to help with fitness. Again, not super helpful for your business. So think of these things that describe who you are. So one of my favorite ones that I use is like Florida girl, beach lifestyle. I have a few different versions of dog mom ones. If you are looking for something that suits a category that you've deemed suitable for yourself, type it in and then grab a ton of examples that Instagram gives you. So for example, postpartum, that's super huge. Target, really huge. Bride, huge. But start looking at the suggestions that Instagram have and create these clouds of hashtags. You can go back and kind of tweak the clouds as you go on, or if you're overusing them and you want to switch it up, you can do that. But you're going to save yourself so much time if you just have these clouds in your notes that you can copy and paste and put as a separate caption on your photo. So another kind of tip in terms of finding hashtags and also tagging. Use your location to your advantage. So For me, there are a ton of new Orange Theory fitnesses that are opening up in downtown St. Pete. I know that Orange Theory Fitness is a super intense workout similar to something that Shaun T would do. I also know that Orange Theory Fitness is extremely expensive each month. It's over $200 a month to go to three or so classes a week. So I want to connect with those people and show them, one, something else that they could do, or two, something that they could do to fill in the gaps on the days that they aren't going to their Orange Theory class. So use things like Orange Theory Fitness St. Pete, because now I'm going to be connecting with people who are local to me. You also want to make sure that you're tagging your location in every photo that you put up, not like your address. I want you to stay safe, but I'll put St. Petersburg, Florida on every single one of my photos. When we were expanding our market into the UK, I started adding locations like London or Cambridge on my posts, because now I'm getting people who are in those locations getting eyes on what I'm posting, even though I'm in St. Pete, Florida. So take advantage of using locations. You want to use them in your Instagram stories as well. You can tag a location in your story, and you can actually minimize it super small just with your 2 fingers, so people don't even see it in your story, but you're getting more eyes on your stuff that way. In terms of Facebook, don't use hashtags on Facebook. That's an Instagram thing, not a Facebook thing. So skip them there, just use them on Instagram. Okay, so that's kind of the surface of social media. Like I said, you'll get a ton more training on this as you go along. It's something that's very personal to each person, like how you're posting, and people get into kind of filters and presets, and all of that stuff is important. But right now, all I care about is you starting. Start posting, start sharing, and start kind of building that rapport with your followers. So now let's get into the business, the meat of this. Your number one goal in this business from day one should be Emerald and Success Club. So Emerald means you have one active coach on your left leg and one active coach on your right leg. Active means that they have 50 PV, which is about $50 worth of product that they either purchased for themselves or sold. So people who are drinking Shakeology, that's a no-brainer, because that's 90 PV. You're already set. You don't even need to worry about it. But Emerald is really important, because that's kind of when you kickstart your business. That's when you're cutting the ribbon and you're having your grand opening, because you unlock the next part of the Beachbody compensation plan. So you get to earn team cycle bonuses. That's that residual income that comes in each week. And that's kind of where the big bucks, so to speak, come into play, because if you were just going to turn this into a full-time business on commission, you would have to make so many sales each month. And while sales is a piece of this job, it's not the entirety of this job. Beachbody, Carl Daikeler, the CEO, wants you to focus on getting people results, not on selling a crazy amount of product. So even some of the top coaches in this company aren't selling 100 challenge packs a month. They're not selling 50 bags of Shakeology a month. They're building a team, and they started by hitting Emerald. So we have an Emerald in an Hour training that you should definitely check it out. Emerald is a decision. It took me a long time to really understand that, but for me, it was a decision. I asked Matt, he was my boyfriend at the time, husband now, to sign up to be a coach to help me reach this benchmark. And I told him that I would pay our cable bill until I started really building an income here, if he would just sign up to be a coach and get a product every month that we were using anyway. And then my mom signed up as a coach to support me, and that was my Emerald. It wasn't someone I met on Instagram. Not that that's a problem. I'm just saying you can talk to these people who are supportive in your life, see if they'd be interested in helping you out, even temporarily. I told my mom that if she signed up to be a coach for 3 months, I would find someone to fill her spot after the 3 months, and she could cancel. I've been coaching for almost 5 years now, and she is an active coach, never missed a month of Shakeology. She fell in love with it. So Emerald is something you want to hit ASAP. You can check out our Emerald in an Hour training. It is built into the coach mentorship, so you will eventually see it throughout the training. But if you want to go ahead and watch that now, I can get you that link. Success Club. So Success Club is super important. Coaches who hit Success Club on a regular basis earn 133% more than coaches who aren't hitting it. Success Club, to make it as simple as possible, is selling 3 challenge packs a month. 3 people, helping 3 people a month. It can be either people purchasing a challenge pack as a customer or a challenge pack as a coach, but it's 3 new people every single month that are purchasing either a challenge pack or Shakeology on Home Direct. You get 2 points for every challenge pack sold or every Shakeology on Home Direct sold. And Success Club is Success Club 5 or 6 or more. So that's a huge goal. I usually recommend that all of my coaches make that a non-negotiable. If you focus on hitting Success Club every single month and hitting Emerald as often as possible, so one coach, one coach, one coach, one coach, one coach, one coach, you will be massively successful in this business. With all of the trainings out there and all of the new things we're learning and all of the terminology, it can feel very complicated, but this business is hitting Success Club, hitting Emerald over and over again, and then helping your coaches hit Success Club and hit Emerald over and over again. That's really what this could be broken down into. So those should be your 2 primary focuses as a new coach. There are a few things that you now have access to as a coach on our team that you should know about. So 1, we have a miracle morning, Monday through Friday, with our entire upline organization, which is called Shred Nation. So Shred Nation was formed by my coach and her husband. So it encompasses all of her coaches, all of their coaches, all of his coaches, all of their coaches, and so on and so forth. So anyone that you sign up from here on out and anyone that they sign up from here on out will always be under this Shred Nation umbrella. You guys are part of this team, whether or not you've ever met someone in Shred Nation or not. You have, because we are, but you know what I mean, like the founders. So Shred Nation runs a miracle morning. The link to join is bit.ly/morning Zoom. I will share that with you guys, but that's the link to join our miracle morning. All it is a Zoom call, just like this, from 6 a.m. to noon Eastern. Everyone is muted, so you don't have to worry about anyone hearing what's going on, nothing. But people log on and off as often for as long as they can or want to. Some people are working out. Some people are reading their personal development. Some people are working their business. So they're setting up their posts for the day. They're recording some stories. They're inviting people, whatever you want. And it's just kind of like office hours with more people from the team. So it's an accountability factor where you see other people pushing through their workout. You see other people working their business, and you kind of get that camaraderie without even having to talk to anybody or get the sound. So that's really cool. I definitely recommend logging on as often as you can. I would try to do it every morning. It gets you in a routine of making your business a priority as soon as you wake up, whether you do it before work or anything like that. I'm usually on for like an hour or so in the morning, between like 6 and 7 or 6 and 7:30. Sometimes I'm not even on the camera, but I have it on and I know that my people are there working and hustling. And so even if I'm in the other room doing my workout or something like that, I mentally want to push harder because I know that there are people there pushing me. It's something that's hard to explain until you join, but I really recommend joining as often as you can. It's Monday through Friday. Next, team call. We have a team call, at least I run a team call, and you should talk to your upline, if your upline isn't me, about their team call. I run a team call every single Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and it's a training call. So they usually last 30, sometimes 45 minutes, and we go over specific trainings based on what the team seems to need at that time. So we do lots of social media training, lots of trainings on inviting, trainings on new products that are coming out. We brainstorm to run groups together. Basically, anything that you need to continue to grow your business is provided to you. You're never in this on your own. You always have a team supporting you, and those team calls are the way to really connect with the team and start to form friendships, and also make sure that you're continuously learning new things to build your business. It's really important to get on these calls. If you can get on live, that's the best, because you have the opportunity to ask questions and have them answered on the spot. Plus you get different perspectives from the other coaches. But if not, they are always recorded, so you can check out the recording as well. But you can use these to build your business too. So talk about the team calls, make them a priority, take them seriously, let people know on social media that you're jumping on a call with your team and you're learning something new and the team calls are growing. Like, share that stuff, because this is a big aspect of the business and people need to know, well, if I sign up, I don't want to be on my own. This is proof that they're not going to be. Okay, whew. Moving on. We are almost done. So to get started, you've got tips on your social media. You know what's available to you as a team. Oh, actually, before I move on to this, National Wake Up Call. You should all know about this because you get emails about it as a coach. But every Monday, corporate runs, it's like 30 to 45 minutes as well, a training call from the top coaches or sometimes the trainers in the business, where they come on and they share what's working for them, and basically give you a step-by-step on how to duplicate that and do it yourself. So you get tips from coaches who have built massive organizations and massive incomes, telling you how they did it. I don't know how to express how much value there is other than just saying that. I mean, that is so valuable. 11 a.m. on Mondays. Those are also recorded. You can find them on the Beachbody podcast, iTunes. It's free. It's on their Facebook page. We share it in our team page. It is so available to you. There is no reason to miss it. Obviously, Mondays at 11 a.m. are hard for a lot of people because of work. Watch the recording. Schedule a time when you're going to listen to the team call. Schedule a time when you're going to listen to the National Wake Up Call. These are super important trainings. All right, let's get going. So to get started, inviting is really tough, right? I'm not going to pretend that it isn't. It's hard. But isn't it easier to invite to something that's totally free? You don't have a problem inviting a friend to try a restaurant that you loved. So eventually, what I want you to start doing, very quickly actually, what I want you to start doing is inviting people to learn more about a challenge group that you're running or learn more about the coaching opportunity. But a really great place to start is by inviting them to a free group. So run a free 5-day group. It can be about anything at all. Crock pot recipes, healthy recipe swap, clean eating, a squat challenge, a water challenge, a personal growth challenge, a gratitude challenge, a photo challenge. Have you ever seen those photo challenges on Instagram before where every day is a different topic and people share a photo related to that topic? Run this free group on Facebook. You don't need a business page to do that. You would run it through your personal page, but run a free group, invite people to join your free group. You're going to build really solid connections with people that way. And then at the end of that free group, invite them to continue on this journey with you and let them know about a challenge group that you're running. So start with a free group. There are so many coaches that I know, friends of mine, that run a different free group every single week, a 5-day free group every single week. And then those free customers transition into paying customers, sometimes after one 5-day group, sometimes after 50, but the relationships are so strong and the trust is there that it's just a really good way to connect with people. You're not going to work with everybody that you talk to, and you shouldn't want to. You want to be working with people that you would like to sit down and have coffee with and hang out with. So these free groups are a really great way to get to know people on a more personal level, but more importantly, to help them get to know you so that when you do come out and say, hey, I'm running this 21-day challenge, 30-minute workouts a day, I'd love to see who wants to do this with me. They're going to be like, hey, I trust her. I want to do that with her. We did this free group. I already know her. I know her style, so on and so on. So free groups are really, really huge. Let's see. All right, Coach Online Office. See if I can do this. Hopefully you guys will be able to see. I'm just going to show you. You all should have gotten, when you signed up as a coach, corporate sent you actually I'll share my screen now. Corporate sent you an email explaining your back office. So it talked about how to log in. It talked about how to get started. It talked about all this great stuff, but I'm going to show you as well. So I just logged teambeachbody.com. I clicked sign in, and I'm going to sign in right now to show you the back office. Okay, and then you go to coach. My computer is being slow. Coach office. It'll have you sign in again. It's just a double security feature, which is a good thing because this is where all your information is. All right, so you're logged in. What I want to show you right now is just the trainings that are available, but you're going to go to training. This is where you'll start in the very beginning. getting started. So it tells you what to do. This is, again, was mapped out in that email. In your first 30 minutes, your first 30 hours, and your first 30 days. Your first 30 days is the coach training that we're providing to you, the coach mentorship training. So that's your first 30 days. But this training goes far beyond that. So like I said, you're going to be getting consistent training from the team and from corporate just on a weekly basis. But there are so many trainings available in here. So there's a training on how to grow your team and get better with your personal development. There's product trainings on every program and product that we offer. This talks about Success Club and outlines how the top earning coaches in the company earn Success Club, every single month. There's business training, how to grow your business in different ways, how to take it seriously, how to set your goals. And then there's a whole training library that you can choose from. So your training is not limited in any way at all. I also want to go over events. So there's a few events that you should know about. The first is Super Saturday. It's a quarterly event that's held all over, both in Canada, the US, and also in the UK, depending on where you are, where people in your region come together, coaches come together for a training. There's lots of new product announcements. It's here. You can read about it at Super Weekend. Product announcements, usually a workout. Sometimes some of the trainers or some of corporate come. But basically, you're going to go to this section. You can read all about it here. If you want to host one, if there's none near you, you can do that. A lot of people host virtual ones, so many different options. And then this is the map that you'll click to find out which one is near you. You can kind of already see they're everywhere. So keep an eye on that, and you want to make sure that you go to the Super Weekend. So I'm pretty sure the next one is in April, but we talk about it constantly in our team page as events are coming up as well. And then Coach Summit is really huge as well. This is the largest coach event that Beachbody puts on every single year. This year it's in Indianapolis. And I want you to read about it. I don't want to spend too much time going over this, but what's really cool about Summit is that, let me open this up again. You get to work out live with the trainers. You're learning, again, best business practices, new business practices. And then this is where like the mother load of all product announcements come out. Plus we get to try some of them. We'll get to try a new program live, which is super cool. You get to try new products that came out sometimes before they're released to the market. It's just a really special opportunity, and also something that really helps in terms of meeting your team. We are spread out all over the world, and it's really cool to be able to come together and not just hang out over a computer screen, but hang out and work together. Hang out together, work out together, sweat together, learn together, grow together. It's so much fun. The first time I went to Summit, I knew nobody. I mean, I knew my upline, but she had hundreds of coaches that were there, so it's not like we could spend a ton of time hanging out together. I roomed with a girl that I had never met before. I only worked with her in challenge groups. I'd never met her in person. We had like very formal emails back and forth, but we had never met, and we decided we needed to save money, and we shared a room, and we have been inseparable ever since. I was in her wedding. We're like best friends. So it's amazing the relationships that you form through Beachbody as a whole and through coaching and the team, but these events are what really solidifies them, and you have friends for life. So that's a huge aspect of Summit. Really, really fun. Highly recommend going to Summit if you can. As a new coach, if you hit Success Club in months 1, 2, and 3 of your business, you actually get a ticket to Summit for free. So that's another reason why this should be a huge priority. So there's a little bit of leeway with this. If you sign up in January? If you signed up in January, your month 1 of Success Club could be January, or it could be February. So as a new coach, you have January, February, March, or February, March, April to earn that free ticket to Summit, which is really exciting. Last event I want to talk about, 2 more. One is the Success Club trip. So another huge incentive to hit Success Club, other than the fact that it's what's going to be the foundation of your business. You earn free vacations and prizes. Like, what's better than that? So the Success Club trip is invite only from corporate. It's based on the Success Club points that you earned the year prior. But you're earning a free vacation for 2, and they're all-inclusive trips. So a couple years ago, we went to Punta Cana. I took my mom for her 60th birthday. That was super cool and really fun. It was a free trip that I could give to her, all-inclusive. Last year, we went to Riviera Maya in Mexico. I brought my husband, free vacation for 2. Again, this year, it's a cruise to the Bahamas and Haiti, and then next year, we're going back to Punta Cana. So if you're a new coach, I want you in Punta Cana with us. Let's have a huge Team Fit Foodies crew in Punta Cana. Success Club is the way to get there. So that's kind of what's going on with events. It's really helpful to go to live events because, like I said, while we connect regularly this way as a team, there's nothing quite like the energy that you get and the excitement that you get being in a room full of people who love what you love about this business, who are working to help people get healthier and live a healthier, happier life. There is so much magic in that, and I don't want anyone to miss it. Lastly, Team Fit Foodies, if you are a personally sponsored coach of mine, we have a diamond retreat every year. That's an event that you earn by reaching diamond rank, something that we will talk about once you've hit emerald 2 or 3 times, but something to note, another really amazing reward for building your business, but more importantly, for helping as many people as possible. Okay, so we've got that. Talked about Success Club. We talked about Summit. Yeah, I'm pretty much at the end here. I want to open it up for questions, but the main thing that I want you to take from this is treat your business like a business. If you treat this like a hobby and you're only doing it on days where you feel like it or you feel an extra surge of energy to put time into it, you're just not going to see success. You don't need to want a full-time job out of this. Whatever your financial goals are, amazing, but you're never going to hit them if you're not taking this seriously and treating it like a business. This is your business. You are a business owner. You are an entrepreneur. You are a coach, and you have so much value to give and so much potential to help people. And I just want to make sure that you're capitalizing on that and making the impact that I know that you can. So whether you're working for an hour a day, 2 hours a day, or 20-minute pockets throughout the day, doesn't matter. We will find a system that works for you, and you'll learn more about that, again, through the new coach training. But these are kind of the most important things that I want you to take note of. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up for questions and answers. I'm going to bring everybody back onto the camera. Does anyone have anything specifically that you want to go over?
For the Success Club trip, do you think that just hitting Success Club 5 every single month would be enough to earn it?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so many other people pushing for that?
100%. If you hit
Thanks.
Success Club 5 every single month, you will get an invite to the trip. I didn't start hitting larger Success Club numbers until about a year ago. And Punta Cana, I'm already going next year to Punta Cana, and that'll be my 4th trip. So Success Club 5 is 100% all you need to get that trip, but it's got to be a priority every single month.
That's seriously so amazing, though. It was just like all-inclusive trips for 2 people. It's like,
yeah,
what?
It's crazy. It's super cool.
Used to struggle to try and book off a week from work.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Cool. Anything else? Awesome. I'm going to stop the recording.